Monday. It's just gone about 5:30. I finished doing my check-in photos for Sam, but I'm feeling a little bit upset and a little bit disheartened. I jumped on the scales this morning and I was a kilo heavier than I normally would be, and I know that weight can fluctuate a lot, but it's very disheartening when you're trying to achieve a goal and you have to weigh yourself every single day and you're not sure what the number's going to be, and then when you see a higher number, it's quite disappointing because I've done all the right things. I made sure I got at least 8.5 to 9 hours sleep last night. I feel like I've been hitting all my macros, so to see the number on the scale go up is stressful, and to some people that might not seem like a lot, but to somebody in a bikini competition prep, it makes me quite anxious. So I'm looking forward to chatting to Sam tonight and seeing what he says. I am willing to do whatever it takes to see some more results over the next 5 weeks. We are looking to lose at least 350 grams per week, so I can be ready a little bit earlier and reverse into the competition, which will be nice. So yeah, the next 5 weeks are going to be a bit of a hard grind. It's just proof that it's going to get harder, but I'm prepared and I'm ready to do whatever it takes. I've got to keep pushing, I've got to keep motivated, I've got to keep positive, and remember that this is a short-term sacrifice for a long-term goal, something I've been working towards for nearly a year. So yeah, let's try and put that behind me now and move forward with my day, stay positive, and yeah, just wait to hear Sam's feedback. Monday workout for me is done. I am really happy I upped my weights in every single exercise this morning. I think the higher weigh-in gave me some extra motivation. I am starving. I can't wait to get home and get some oats in my belly. Post-workout meal is oats. Nothing fancy this morning. I wanted to maximize volume. So I've got 100 grams of oats, 33 grams of protein powder, 50 grams of raspberries, and 70 grams of banana with cinnamon. I am so keen to devour into this. Okay guys, it's Monday night. I am kind of holding back tears. I am stressed. I had a stressful day at work. Check-in with Sam went well, but I only lost 200 grams last week and my weight was very fluctuating. So we're going to do another check-in on Thursday and see how my weight's going. Steps have been put up to 14,000. So I've just gotten home. I'm going to quickly eat my dinner. Then I'm going to head to the gym and get the rest of my steps in, get home and try to chill out and get a good night's sleep, because sleep is definitely going to have to be a priority this week. I'm just feeling very overwhelmed and starting to really feel like there is not enough hours in the day, but we're going to push through this. We're going to persevere. I might even do a meditation session before bed just to help with my stress, because yeah, I am not in a good state right now. Okay, it is late and I'm hungry. I had to go to the gym and get my steps in. I'm going to put the macros up on the screen. This is kind of my take on a sausage casserole, or even kind of like a sausage pasta with ricotta through it, but it is really delicious and voluminous. So it is Tuesday. I didn't check back in last night or really this morning. I have been having a bit of a rough time. So I weighed in again heavier this morning, and I know the scales don't define my progress, but it's very disheartening when you're ticking all the boxes, doing all the right things, and then you don't see that reflected in your results. I'm going to be having another check-in with Sam on Thursday to see how things are going, to see if we need to further manipulate calories or cardio this week. But we've kind of put my weight increase or my weight fluctuation down to sleep deprivation, stress, and also I increased fiber by 10 grams in the past week. So I do suffer from IBS, and we think that's probably a reason why I've been a little bit more bloated and probably holding a little bit more water weight and not digesting my food as well as I normally would. So we're going to get fiber in check, and hopefully I'll be able to see the results start coming back in again. I've just trained. I've also practiced posing. We are practicing holding my poses now for 30 seconds to a minute. On stage, you might be in a position where you have to do that. So it's really important to increase my posing fitness and my stage fitness. So I'm focusing on that. I've also just finished an hour walk. I did 5K. I'm going to the movies with Mum tonight, and it's going to be for about 2 hours and 40 minutes, so I won't have a lot of time to get many steps in. So I've just spent a remainder of my time at the gym on the treadmill. I'm going to show you guys what I'm taking to the movies tonight. I've allowed myself for some little treats, and I'm also going to be packing my dinner, and after the movie finishes it will be straight home to bed for me, because the movie probably won't finish till that 8:30, 9 o'clock, and I probably won't be home till about 9:30, 10. So all in all, hoping to put all this negativity behind me, looking forward to persevering with the rest of the week, trying to stay positive. 5 weeks to go. This is the last grind. This is the hustle. I want this. I can see the finish line, and it's going to be so worth it when I step on stage. So yeah, I'm hoping that we can turn this mindset around and keep pushing and keep striving for bigger and better things for the weeks to come. Alright, this is my snack pack for the movies. So I've got my dinner tonight, which is a salad with tuna, buckwheat pasta. It is quite large, and also salad dressing. I have 100 grams of strawberries. I've got a mixture of Maltesers and Dara Lee raspberry chocolates. And I've also got 20 grams of popcorn, along with a long black and a bottle of water. Alright, I've just got to the cinema. I've just finished my coffee on the way here, and I've brought my hoodie to keep warm. We're going to kick back and enjoy this 2.5 hour movie. Hopefully I don't fall asleep. When I get in there, I'm going to grab myself a Coke no sugar, and I've already got my dinner and my snacks ready to go. So I'm looking forward to just relaxing for the next few hours with Mum. I'm just here with Emma. She is my posing coach, and I've only got about 2 more sessions before comp, but we're just going to go ahead now and have my hour one-on-one posing class. The lasagna cravings this week have been real, so I wanted to try and make a lower carb option, and I'm just going to show you guys what I did. So I have some grated cauliflower. I think it's about 250 grams, and I just grate it myself in the Thermomix. Then I added 1 egg and salt and pepper, oregano, a few other spices to give it some flavor. And we put it out onto a baking tray, and I shaped it to the same shape as my lasagna pan, and it's pretty thick. So we're going to put this in the oven and cook it for about 15 minutes to 20 minutes on 200 degrees. Then we are going to add our vegetables to a pot and start cooking them off, getting them nice and soft before we add our mince and start cooking that off. And we'll also add our passata to the mix as well and wait for that to reduce down a little bit. By the time I've done that, the cauliflower base was ready to go. This is going to be a lasagna sheet replacement because, as I mentioned, I'm trying to make a lower carb option lasagna. Then we're adding baby spinach to our pot, and I do also add ricotta as well to make it cheesy and creamy. So we're going to go ahead and put down our first layer of lasagna sheets. I do use the gluten-free lasagna sheets here twice, and I've just put some sauce on the bottom of the tray so the pasta doesn't stick. And we're adding our first layer of mince. I actually got the idea of the cauliflower layer from a girl's TikTok. She was making a low-carb cheese and ham toasty, and she did this with the cauliflower as a replacement for bread. So I thought it might actually work for lasagna. So I wanted to give it a go. Anyway, we put the cauliflower in there. It fell apart a little bit, but that's all right. And then we have our next layer, which is our mince. On top of that mince layer, I put zucchini, again, keeping it low carb and minimalizing that pasta. So we've got our zucchini layer and our last layer of mince in there. And then we're going to top it off again with some more lasagna sheets. And I've actually just put some excess sauce that was left in the pot on top as well because the pasta sheets were fresh and they were starting to curl. So by putting this sauce on top, it's allowed the pasta to soften. And then we've got our cheese on top. And we have the final result, which was absolutely delicious. Look at this lasagna I have made. I cannot wait to try it. And the size is like pretty decent. Like this is my hand. So I'm really happy with this. All right, I'm just eating my lasagna. I have chopped it up into bits because it's just easier to eat that way, so it cools down a bit and so I can eat it with a teaspoon. But the verdict is, it is good. Like, it hits all the spots. Obviously, the majority of it is vegetables, but it's got the 2 layers of pasta in there. Of course, if you want to bulk it up with more carbs, you could just add more lasagna sheets. But for me, I was looking for a lower carb option. I'm really happy with the flavor, and overall it definitely hits the spot and cures that craving. So I'm going to enjoy the rest of it now. You want to go for a walk? Do you want to go for a walk? Walkies? Walkies? Thursday night dinner. I've been craving chicken soup, so I have made a soup literally the size of my head. Wait. I'm so excited to eat this. I've got some pasta in there. I've got potatoes to bulk it up, lots of vegetables, chicken, and of course a big delicious broth. Guys, happy Thursday. I haven't done any vlogging today just because I've been a bit busy, and it's also been a pretty uneventful day for me. Thursdays are like my Mondays, so back to work because I have Tuesday, Wednesdays off. But essentially we did have a calorie cut today, or a calorie drop. So I checked in with Sam this morning because for the past week my weight has just been pretty stagnant. Like, we haven't seen any changes in my weight. So he wanted to see my fasted weight for the past 4 days. And also I sent him a video of me doing my poses so he could see my conditioning. I went outside because that was the best lighting. It was about 6:30 a.m. It was pretty warm this morning. It was a hot day in Adelaide, but it was super windy. So I'm going to put the video up. You guys will see just how windy it was. But yeah, essentially we're going to have a calorie cut. So 100 calories a day. I'm losing 25 grams of carbs on my training day, and I'm losing 10 grams of fats on my rest days. So far, I'm not struggling too bad with hunger, so I'm more than happy to move with calories. I'm eating, a good amount of fiber that's keeping me full and satiated throughout the day, and I still am on quite high carbohydrates, so I do have a lot of room to move with foods.
But yeah, normally I'll eat my food and then it'll take me about 10 minutes to feel full, or I'll be sitting there and eating and I'll be knowing that I could be eating more. So I'm not experiencing hunger, but I am experiencing that sadness of not being able to eat as much food. Or, you know, I'll be experiencing that time when you're feeling a bit peckish, you're a bit bored or distracted and you just want to have a snack and you can't. You know, there's only 4.5 weeks left to go, and that scares me, but it also excites me to no end. Like, I am ready for the hard stuff. I know the next 4.5 weeks is going to be tough, but I've chosen to do this, so I can't sit here and, you know, be upset or contemplate why I'm doing this. I know why I'm doing this, and it's going to be so rewarding to step on stage and celebrate all of my hard work over the past year. I'm focused, I'm ready, I've got a good mindset, and nothing's going to stop me from achieving this goal. And I'm not going to let anything hinder my success. I'm not going to lie, comp prep is tough. You know, it's time consuming. It's, you know, exhausting at times, you know, when you have to train and you're tired or you don't have a lot of energy. You know, you do get hungry, you do wish you could eat more, you miss doing social things with friends and family, you miss being able to go to the shops and just buy whatever you want and eat whatever food you might be craving. But it's a small sacrifice for a long-term goal, and at the end of the day, it is so worth it and so rewarding, and just you pick up so many other life skills other than just, you know, having a nice physique at the end of it. So I'm really ready for this, and I know the next 4.5 weeks are just going to absolutely fly by. So I'm going to try and stay present and stay focused in the moment and just enjoy every single bit of it.
About living on a farm is you have to get used to spiders. So we have a situation. He will not be surviving the night because I'm not scared of spiders, but I do not like them in my house. So guys, as we know, I haven't really dropped much weight in the past week, but the last few nights I've been going to bed so bloated, and I just wanted to show you guys that you can still be bloated in comp prep. I have drank quite a bit of water tonight, so I think that could be why, but essentially, I also suffer from IBS, so I could just have one little thing that will set my stomach off. Look, oh, the six-pack's still there somewhere. But yeah, essentially, it's not very comfortable when you're this lean and you experience this kind of bloat. So, good morning, guys. I just wanted to show you I'm wearing exactly the same pants as last night. After my bloat, and you can just see the difference, like the pants are gaping on me. I love these pants, they're comfortable, so I'm going to wear them to the gym, but I think I might be having a bit of problem with IBS, or maybe it's because I had a soup for dinner last night and I had too much liquid before bed. I weighed in a lot heavier this morning, trying not to let it upset me. It was 69.1. I haven't weighed that in 3 weeks, so trying to cope with that. But yeah, it just goes to show how bloated I was last night and how much upset my stomach must have been going through digesting food. So it'll be interesting to see how I adjust over the next few days with the calorie drop.
Good evening, guys. It is Friday night. I thought I should probably check in, but I haven't vlogged today because I have been feeling like absolute crap, to be honest with you. The last few days has been rough for me. Tonight I've been walking around like a bowling ball, or even feeling a bit like Santa Claus with a big belly. I've been hit really bad with my IBS symptoms. The last few days have been quite uncomfortable for me. Last night I went to bed extremely bloated. I had a really long conversation with Sam today on the phone, and we have really put it down to a few interesting ingredients that have made their way into my diet. I am naturally gluten intolerant. I do have the genes for being gluten intolerant, I've been tested at the doctors, and essentially I thought buckwheat pasta would sit fine with me. Unfortunately, because I haven't eaten buckwheat pasta my whole comp prep, I think it's really set me off. I've had it about 3 or 4 times this week, and I think it's just been a build up, and my body's like, whoa, what's this ingredient I have to now attempt to digest? I've also slowly but surely been increasing my stevia intake, just because it's calorie free. I don't have to log it. It makes things sweeter. And so I think it has been a slow progression and build up of stevia in my digestive system as well. And my body's like not used to digesting this much stevia. So I'm really going to have to strip the sweeteners back. So tonight I'm on the chamomile tea, as opposed to the sugar-free hot chocolate. But I think I've had the sugar-free hot chocolate every single night throughout my whole prep. I don't think it's that, but I think that I definitely have to start cutting back and choosing my battles and choosing where to prioritize my nutrition. Typically, I eat very well. I eat an array of fruit and vegetables, legumes, whole grains, fats, etc. But it's really about now sticking to a bit more of a rigid regime and a little bit more of a rigid diet, because for me it's obvious that any small introduction of a new food group will set me off, and it sets me back with my progress. It makes me feel like crap. I had to go for an hour walk tonight to get my steps in, and it's not the fact that I had to go for a walk, it's the fact that I felt so uncomfortable going for the walk. Eating dinner tonight, I felt so uncomfortable. I felt like I had to force my dinner down. Like, even if I wanted to have a hot chocolate and I put it in my macros for the day, I wouldn't have probably been able to have the hot chocolate because I just feel so bloated. It's ridiculous. Like, being lean and bloated is not ideal at all. And I'm sure some people out there will think, oh, well, aren't you really hungry? You're in a comp prep. Like, isn't it great to feel bloated? And to be honest, no, it's not. It's horrible to feel hungry, but it's also horrible to feel bloated and feel like you can't eat and feel like you can't move and you're so uncomfortable. I'm really hoping over the next few days it subsides, and I'm really going to focus on reining in my ingredients, as in, the food groups I'm choosing to eat. I'm going to strip it back a little bit more. So, there's only 4.5 weeks left to go. It's a small sacrifice, and if it means that I'm going to see continued progress, then I'm going to do it. So I'll keep this short as possible, but yeah, just wanted to check in and explain to you guys that there are other sides to comp prep other than hunger, especially for people like me who suffer with IBS. I can't be sitting here, unfortunately, eating things like konjac rice and other sorts of foods like protein bars and things like that, because foods like that really set me off. And rather than being hungry, I'm the opposite. And so it's just showing you that there are all sorts of experiences that people go through during comp prep, and there's 2 different ends of the spectrum, or of the scale, I guess. And so, I am in a good position where my calories are still relatively high, my carbohydrates are still relatively high, so I do have room to play with. But again, I can't eat too much because I can't consume too much fiber, because that will set me off. So I'm lucky in a sense that I'm not hungry, but I'm also not lucky in a sense that I can't eat too voluminously, if that's a word. I can't eat too voluminously, and I also can't tolerate sweeteners or unnatural or processed products as well as maybe some other people would be able to. So, just wanting to educate people out there on the 2 different spectrums of the comp prep process, and also let you guys know how I'm going and update you all. I'm a bit disappointed in myself, that I let this happen. I know my own body. I know I know what it's like, and I know how sensitive I am, and I'm disappointed that I let this happen. I did it unintentionally and without much thought, to be honest. And it just goes to show that I'm definitely not going to let this happen again with only 4 weeks to go. It's just not worth the risk, and it's just not worth feeling so uncomfortable and so unpleasant. So hopefully tomorrow morning I wake up feeling a little bit better and can get on with my day. I've stripped it back to basics tomorrow just to settle my stomach and get back into it. So fingers crossed moving forward. But yeah, my body's got a bit of adjusting to do over the next few days, and I'm hoping by Monday I can be back on track and we can have a nice smooth sailing 4 weeks leading into comp. Looking forward to seeing a last kilo or so drop off and seeing all the shreds and seeing what kind of physique I've got under there. So let's get it, let's send it, let's, do it properly, let's do it well. I've got to honor my body, I've got to look after my body, I've got to be kind to my body, and I've put my body through hell already. So, I've just got to be kind to it and make sure I don't do anything that's going to stress me out, internally and externally, and just keeping focused. So all in all, I'm going to enjoy my chamomile tea, which actually does have benefits of helping with sleep. I used to have a chamomile tea every night before bed, so I'm hoping this will help me get a good night's sleep tonight, and I will wake up feeling a little bit better tomorrow morning. I will check back in with you guys tomorrow. All right, bye. Good morning, guys. Happy Saturday. I'm just giving Pip her breakfast. She is on the bulk gains. She gets chicken, rice, and vegetables. I cook it fresh for her every week. Anyway, I have been to the gym. I've trained and I've done my steps. I've done some posing practice. I'll put a video up for you guys now so you can see my posing. We're just looking at 2 different types of side poses. So there's one that you can see where my legs are more together, and there's one where my legs are more separated. And then it's about figuring out my transition for that side pose. So I practiced that this morning. Unfortunately, when it rains, it pours. So my adductor, I've been having some problems with it for a while now, my left adductor. And I got to the gym this morning feeling really good, ready to smash out my workout. Did 100 kilos on did 100 kilos on the hip thrust machine, was feeling fabulous. Went to do my split squats on the Smith machine, and by the second set, my adductor was tweaking and it was so painful, so I had to stop. And then the next 2 exercises that were legs, I deloaded just to avoid any further injury. So yeah, it's not been a good week for me with the IBS and now this injury, but we're going to persevere. I then got on and smashed my shoulders, so not all was lost. I did have a good workout, but essentially I'm going to rest and recover my adductor, see how it goes for Monday, because I got legs again on Monday. I might have a bath tonight, bit of magnesium oil or even Voltaren, and just lots of stretching, and I will see how it goes. It's good. It's like cakey on the outside, so you get like your cakey consistency, but then it's still obviously wet in the middle, so you get like that nice balance. It's almost like a lava cake. I cook it for about 2 minutes, but I think also the size of the bowl really depends on how it cooks in the microwave. But yeah, this is my brekkie and my post-workout meal.
Hey guys, I bet you didn't expect to see me looking like this. It's Sunday night, I've just had a bath, I'm about to cook my dinner, I've got a face mask on, I'm gonna watch a movie and just have a nice chilled night. And I've got posing practice tomorrow morning and also back to work. Guys, it's 7 a.m, I'm outside walking. I've got tears in my eyes because my hands are so cold. So cold. When you're a lower body fat percentage, your body is going to pump blood to all its vital organs, and because I'm walking, it's prioritizing things like my feet and my legs and my other muscles. So my hands are just frozen and stiff and so sore. But yeah, just wanted to update you guys on how rough it is. Sorry, Pip's pulling on the lead. How rough it is doing a comp prep in winter. Like, it's freaking freezing. Also, look at my skin. Your skin gets really dry, and also like, because you lose a lot of body fat, like you feel like you've got all this weird excess skin. But yeah, horrible. Alright, this is my breakfast, and you guys are probably wondering how I'm able to eat so much. I actually saw a post on Instagram yesterday which really made me think a little bit more about my choices. So, for example, with my oats, normally I would put about 25 to 30 grams of protein powder through my oats, but what I've done is I've actually opted for 200 grams of egg whites here, which is a really decent size of an egg white omelette. And then what I did was I only put 15 grams of protein powder through my oats to sweeten them. Plus, I've actually put a sachet of the Avalanche sugar-free drinking hot chocolate through it as well for flavor. Then I've obviously got my blueberries, my banana, and I also have a little bit of peanut butter there. So that's going to be plenty to make this delicious enough. And then that way I've also got the egg white omelette there too. So I feel like I'm eating more. And then this is actually my morning snack. I've run out of time this morning, so I'm getting to eat my snack as well. And that is why my breakfast is so large. But ultimately, I think moving forward, it's going to be making smart choices on being able to eat voluminously. And I think I'd much prefer eat 200 grams of egg whites and feel like I'm eating something, as opposed to then putting it in my protein oats and having my protein powder get lost in there and eating less. I also wanted to show you guys how creamy and thick these oats are. I made them in the Thermomix instead of the microwave, and I definitely think I'm going to be opting for the Thermomix in the future. Yum. Guys, I'm so full and satisfied now. This is the result of my brekkie. It was absolutely delicious. Happy Sunday, happy Father's Day. I'm heading back to Mum and Dad's for dinner tonight, and I've packed my bag full of all my ingredients to cook my dinner. I've got my scales in there. But what I wanted to show you guys was the fact that I'm bringing my non-stick frying pan with me. I do not trust Mum's pots. And in comp prep, you can't afford to cook with oil or spray or anything just because it's extra calories, extra fats. I guess if you want to, you can. But for me, I'd prefer to allocate my fats elsewhere. So I'm not sure if Mum's got any good pots, but for me, you need to have a good non-stick frying pan in comp prep. I picked this one up from Woolies for like $13. It has not done me wrong. And that way I know not one single calorie is going to be wasted being stuck to the pan, and every single bit is going to be in my bowl. Good evening, guys. I have just had a shower. I'm about to go to bed, but
it is the end of the week. I'm officially 28 days out from my competition. So 4 weeks exactly today. How friggin' exciting. I'm ready. I'm ready for the next 4 weeks. Bring it on. This week has been a roller coaster for me and my emotions and my nutrition and my body, but tomorrow it's a new week and I'm ready to kick some goals. Things I learnt this week: don't introduce any new food groups in your prep. Stick to what you know, stick to a good variety of fruits and vegetables and, whole grains and legumes and fats and things like that. Definitely make sure that you're getting all your micronutrients. But at the end of the day, keep it consistent, keep it rigid, stick to what you know. And for me, don't slowly increase your sweeteners. I don't have to cut my sweeteners out, but I'm definitely looking to cut back to a normal amount. So that's definitely something I've learnt. Obviously, I had my adductor injury this week, so it'll be interesting to see how I go tomorrow morning at the gym. But ultimately, don't push yourself because it's not worth an injury. If you feel something tweaking or something's not right, listen to your body, deload, and you can sort it out later. So we'll wait to see how I go tomorrow, and I will have a chat to Sam and update you guys next week. But all in all, this week has been a bit of a standstill week, let's say. We haven't seen much progress. I definitely think I saw progress in the gym. Like, I overloaded well this week. I'm excited to see my overload numbers. But yeah, in regards to progress and body composition, I think this week has been a bit of a, not a write-off, because, no situation's a write-off because you learn something from every situation, but it's been more so of a plateau, I guess. So it's about picking back up my progress again next week, taking everything I learned this week in my stride and moving forward stronger and better than I was this week. I'm ready for this and I'm so excited to get to that finish line. So ultimately, I don't think anybody has ever had a first prep that has gone smooth sailing. And for me, for these things to come up, it's not that detrimental to my progress. We've squashed it, we've figured it out, ready to move on, bigger and better things next week. And, it's not always about that end goal. Sometimes it's about the journey. Sometimes it's really just about being present and being in the moment and taking each day as it comes. So that's really what I'm going to do, because I know the time is just flying by, and before I know it, I'm going to be on stage and this will all be over. So I'm trying to enjoy it for what it is. I'm trying to absorb the process, learn as much as possible about myself, about the bodybuilding industry, and about nutrition and dieting and fat loss and all of these different things that I'm trying to achieve and going through. I'm trying to absorb it all. And yeah, I think that I've learned a lot this week, and I look forward to seeing what I learn about myself next week and what I learn about competition prep next week. And yeah, let's get on stage. 4 weeks. I'm keen. I'm so keen. All right. Well, I'm heading off to bed. I'm so tired. I hope everyone's had a fabulous week, and I look forward to checking back in with you guys next week. All right. Bye.